This is Nick with Advanced Stage Management. I'm going to show you guys a quick little trick you can do to ensure you're not losing any testosterone in the hub of that injection and draw needle when you guys do your injections. And so when we first open up a vial of testosterone, there'll be a little plastic safety cap on there. We're going to pop that safety cap off and we'll get a cotton swab and some 70% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. And then we'll just get this cotton ball nice and damp. And then starting in the center, I'm just going to do little concentric circles to sterilize the top of this vial every time we use it, just like that. The first time you open up a syringe, there'll be a little serrated part towards the bottom of it. And that's to ensure we don't touch the hub of it to keep it as sterile as possible. I'm going to peel this back just like a banana. I'm going to remove the syringe. And there's a bunch of different dosing options. I'm going to use 0.6 today for the example. And you can see that black line touching the 0, a thicker black line to the left. I'm going to use that to gauge. And I'm going to pull back this plunger. And there's 2 black rings. The black ring closest to the top or the hub is what I'm going to line up with that thicker black line. And it'll split the 0.6 right down the middle, just like this. Once I draw back, I'm going to flip these needles over. And on the back of these needles, it's going to say a 25 gauge needle and a 21 gauge needle. The 21 is larger and thicker, so I'm going to use that one to draw. And this is kind of where the issue happens of the testosterone getting stuck in this hub, so I'll teach you guys how to prevent that. But same concept as a syringe. I'm going to pull back. I'm not going to make contact there with my fingers. I want to keep it as sterile as possible. And I'm just going to put your draw needle on just like that, using those little threads just like a screw. Once I'm here, I can take the safety and pull straight away from myself. I'm going to keep this. I don't want to discard it yet. But I'm going to take my vial of testosterone, flip it upside down. You don't want to make contact here. You want to keep that sterile. And if you hold it so stickers are on both sides, you can see inside the vial and see that testosterone. So I'm just going to support, put the bevel into the vial. I'm going to push all that air, the 0.6 mLs of air into the vial, which will create a little counter pressure and it'll make it a little easier to draw. And you can just kind of take your time here and just slowly start drawing back, leaving the needle in that vial. And if you go a little bit past that 0.6 and stop, it'll start filling up. And then what I can do is just slowly start pushing everything up until all the air and bubbles are gone. And if you need to go play around a little bit, you can adjust it. But I'm actually perfect right here at the 0.6, just like this. So once I flip over and remove, you can see where an issue can happen is there's some testosterone in the hub of this 21 gauge needle. So before I discard that needle, I'm just going to slowly pull back on the plunger. And it's going to pull that testosterone out of the hub. And you can see a little air pocket there, which is perfect. And it looks like you have a little bit more than you need, but you don't. I'll show you here why not. But if you just take the safety and you just let it touch, drop, click. And if you twist away, this guy comes right off. And then we'll flip this guy upside down. And you can see a 25 gauge needle here, which is perfect. And I'm going to open this up just like the draw needle in the syringe. And pulling this back, I'm going to apply these 2 together. And once you hear like a little creak, that is perfect. And before I do my injection, I'm just going to remove the safety. And you can see here, that little air pocket here. I'm just going to slowly push this plunger up until one little drop of testosterone comes out of the top. And that makes sure there's no air in that bevel right there. And then you are locked and loaded, ready to go with your prescribed dose.